creating energy real quick. Welcome to Coin Gang Ministries, the number one home for personal development. The number one. You at the right place at the right time. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. And I appreciate that because I cannot do what I do unless you show up. This is a space where you come in ordinary and you leave extraordinary. Over here, we deal with abstract ministry. We don't tell you what to think, we tell you how to think about things. And if you leave here a better thinker, then the job is well done on both ends for me chopping it up with you and you receiving it. This is Coin Gang Ministries, the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind, and it's a safe space for everybody out there that has an out-the-box philosophy. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're in the chat right now, go ahead and drop your business links. I go back and I check these links out. Also, let me know where you're from. Let me know who we got in the building. You know what I mean? I want to definitely show love to everybody that pulls up here, and I don't take your attention for granted because there's so many other places that you can be. But for you to be here, shout out to you. So let's see who we got in the building, right? Switzerland. We got Switzerland in the building. That's what's up. All right. Where else we got in the building? Real quick, run them down to me. Where we got in the building? Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Quick. Let's go. Where y'all from? We got Switzerland in the building. Vegas in the building. What's good? Galactic, my dog. What's happening? Let me see. We got Switzerland, Vegas, Johannesburg in the building. What it do? Chicago in the building. Okay, what's good with that? Harold's. All right. We got what else we got? Raleigh in the building. We got Florida in the building. Nolans in the building. All right. Wow, we got Syria in the building. Okay. All right, we global. Let's do it. Okay. UK in the building. Man, that's what's up. Dago in the building. Okay. Let me see. We got Arizona in the building. Who else? Jersey in the building. Shout out to all of y'all. We got Smorgasbord, GA in the building. Shout out to the entire Coin Gang family. That's what's up. Once again, this is the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind. My name is Ken Billions. If you didn't know, if you have babies, please keep your babies close. And if you have someone in your life that's loving on you, please let them do it, because this love thing is very, very difficult and there's no manual for it. We are just learning as we go. We never stop being children. It doesn't matter how old we look. We are still children at heart. This is 4th of July weekend. And I know it's kind of blasphemous for somebody to look like this and to, embrace being an American. But I want to touch that real quick because I'm well aware of the complicated relationship that America has to people of color. And I lean into it. I'm well aware. There's no book that I haven't read, no scholar that I haven't listened to, from Howard Zinn to Amos Wilson, you name it, all of that. At the same time, I made a family in America. I read my books in America. Hip hop is in America. I've loved in America. I've cried in America. And interesting is that I never seen no one else around the world be anti their country they're from like American blacks. You can be anti the politics, but to be anti your country is very interesting. I'm not anti-America. I'm anti the politics. I'm anti the establishment, the hidden hand. But Niagara Falls, no. The mounds here, no. The indigenous land, no, I'm not anti that. I rep all that. So shout out to the America and everybody that's repping, or shout out to Americans and everybody repping America today. Today I got a great build today. Today we're going to talk about how pressure makes us greater. Pressure. We need pressure because without pressure, we seem to fall apart. We're going to talk about as above, so below. We're going to talk about partnerships for a purpose and the solution to the gender war in America. I have a solution. And if everybody applies the solution that I have to the gender war in America, relationship dynamics in America would look very, very different. Our bill today is the $1 billion gender war hustle, unveiling the dark truth. And yes, it's a hustle. It is a lot of bread, right? In the gender war hustle. Those that look like they're an advocate for a specific gender, it's a hustle. Because in the Aquarius age, the only thing that you can pick is yourself. You don't pick a species. I am not representing men. I'm showing up as an individual, right? I am not trying to elevate men. I am here as an individual showing up as myself. You can take it or leave it. We are not in the space of group think, of echo chambers. You have to come to your heaven in your own path. So the gender war hustle is very, 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 very profitable for those that know how to manipulate it, right? To be able to find differences in the gender and highlight those differences and play on your fears and play on your trauma. If you were a boy, a girl pushed you off the bike when you was 5, that memory is still there. A charismatic figure can come and poke that pain body, and now you will have problems with women as a man because something happened to you at 5. If you were a woman when you was a girl, a boy came and slapped your butt and you felt violated, and now as a woman that memory is still with you. And if you have a charismatic figure that could come speak to that pain body, there's the hustle. But in the Aquarius age, the only thing someone can give you is a mirror. Everywhere you go, there you are. Do y'all understand business models? If you want to get an investor, you're going to have to show your business model. Now, the gender war has a business model. Now, when you understand business models, period, you'll be able to understand the gender war and how it works. But first, you have to understand a business model. What is a business model? What does it look like? A business model is a company's plan for making profit. Okay? So if you ask me for money for your business, you're going to need a business model so I can see what is the plan for the company and what are you going to do with my money and how are you going to produce a return? What does that look like? Now, a business model follows a formula. What does the customer want? Or what do you offer the customer? How is the value proposition created? And why is your business going to be profitable? What's the why? Now, there's a science to this shit, right? There's a science. Shout out to my sis, Yaritza. I just want you to know I'm working on my Spanish. So next time we talk, I'm speaking full Spanish to you, Carlos Santana style, and you better speak it back to me. Nah, shout out to you for the $9.99 on the super chat, putting it on the wood early in the game. So this is a business model. What do you offer the customer? How is the value proposition created? And why is it profitable? So let's deal with the value proposition. All right. First, what is a value proposition? The value a company promises to deliver customers should they choose to buy their product. Okay? The value a company promises to deliver a customer should they choose to buy their product. Now, in the gender war economy, what is the value proposition? Or what are they going to offer? Nostalgia, an endless loop of human flaws, confirmation bias, and it's them, not you. Let's deal with the first one. Nostalgia. Nostalgia. One of the hustles in the gender war economy is to always talk about what women used to be and what men used to be. How would you know? You weren't here. You were not here. Even if your grandmother or grandfather told you, they are only telling you what they seen. And many of our grandparents end up living in the city that they grew up in. So they don't know much, but their peer group. How do you know how men and women used to be? You can watch a movie and that can create a world for you. But remember, the brain can't differentiate what's real and what's fake, right? So, how do you know how men used to be? How do you know people loved each other differently? How do you know? What are you going off of? In the gender war economy, one of the key things is to talk about nostalgia, to make it seem as though the world that you don't know about is better than yours. That the man you're with 60 years ago, 70 years ago, men were way better. How do you know? Oh, women used to be like this. You're 30. How do you know what women used to be? You just got here, sir. How do you know? And let's be honest, I'm 39. Back in the day for me is the year 2000. So what time period are we talking about? When we're talking about the modern man and the modern woman, okay, when do they have to be born to not be modern? Because my back in the day is 1995. So what these gender hustlers are ill at doing is skipping time periods. They skip over the 2010s, over the 2000s, over the 90s, and go right to 1940. How would they know? Someone please answer me. What year would you have to be born for you to not be modern? Oh, modern men, modern woman. Aren't we all modern? We are here now. Wouldn't that make us modern? Yes or no? And you can't be using Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and shopping at grocery stores and living in houses other people built saying that you're traditional. There is a specific behavior of colonial America. There's a specific behavior of the Wild Wild West. They did not do things that we do. So you are not traditional. But to make it seem like there was a time better than this activates a lack in you, activates a pain body in you, and you wish that you was born at a different time, but there's no better time than now. That's what the gender hustlers don't tell you. This is the greatest time to be here, right? What can you not do? Right? What can you not do? Right? So let's go back to our business model. Now we're dealing with the value proposition, okay? And the value proposition is the value a company promises to deliver a customer should they choose to buy the product. If you buy into the gender hustlers product, they're going to talk about nostalgia. Another thing they are going to give you is an endless loop of human flaws. An endless loop of human flaws. Now, humans have been doing human shit forever. The thing is, we didn't know about it. What the internet has done is it has shrunk the world, and now people are finding out that the world they thought existed doesn't. Human beings do every single behavior under the sun, from sexual deviancy to altruism, right? You're just finding out that what you thought about the world is not so. There's people have different relationship dynamics than you, different households than you, people look different than you. There's orthodox religion, there's secular religion, there's far left, there's extreme right. There's so many dynamics in human behavior, right? And what you're finding out is the world isn't what you thought. And the gender hustler is able to find human flaws or people behaving differently than you and highlighting it and talking about it. See, look, I told you these men are crazy. See, look, I told you these women are upside down. See, look, there's something wrong with women. What they don't show you is a man feeding the birds. What they don't show you is a man caring for animals. Why would they? What they don't show you is a woman helping an old lady across the street. It doesn't trigger the algorithm and it doesn't help confirmation bias. They're only going to give you something that confirms your bias of what you think the gender is. All these men are crazy, so they feed you an endless loop of derelict men, right? They would never show a man leaping on a grenade to save his comrades, right? They will never show a man with his heart broke. If a woman he was so into and she did him wrong and now his heart is broken, he gave everything to that woman. They would never show the woman waiting while a guy comes home. He's in the military and she was the good woman and she didn't do anything with anybody, right? And she struggled while he was gone, right? They're not going to show the 23-year-old girl that doesn't want to do OnlyFans. Nothing wrong with any of that, though, right? Do you? But what I'm saying is they're not going to show the girl that is beautiful, right? And she doesn't take men's money and she's reading the Bible. They're not going to show that because that's not going to appeal to the pain body. They only can give you the loop that these women are for the streets, that all the good women are taken. They're only going to give you the loop of men that don't have emotional intelligence. It's an economy. It's part of the value proposition. Once you buy the product, once you subscribe, they're going to keep you on the loop. And every single day, you're only going to get information that confirms that you think the world is crazy. That's how it works. Nostalgia and an endless loop of human flaws. See? 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 And they build channels off this, and people tune into it and love it. It's a finesse. It's a business model because also you have to blame yourself. The reason you have to blame yourself is because the same people giving you that gender hustle feedback loop probably tried to give you positive imagery and there was no views. So I don't expect somebody to go in the poorhouse trying to spread the positive message when people don't show up. Content creators see this, that y'all show up when someone's getting exposed. You show up when someone is getting dragged. I know this because I've done it with my own analytics, testing it out. Y'all seem to show up when I'm talking about a celebrity. Other people realize this too. Why would they stop giving it to you? So it's on both ends. You play a role in it because if you didn't show up, then the content wouldn't be what it does. But once someone has a sweet spot, and for some reason, Y'all like to see male suffering and female suffering. Y'all love it. Y'all show up for it. So I can't necessarily put it all on the people creating the content. Y'all got to hold the L too. Step up your algorithm. And what that'll do is make the people creating the content step up their shit. But as long as you have that pain body for women, it's always going to be a Kevin Samuels. It's always going to be an Andrew Tate. As long as you are uncomfortable with the society that you live in, it's always going to be someone talking about, oh, the matrix this and the matrix that. Meanwhile, your blood pressure is through the roof, right? Because one of the things that they don't tell you about in the gender war hustle is how to change your personal life, because they make it about them and not you. It is always about you. How do you know it's always about you? You see how you woke up this morning? You see the view that you're looking at the world from? You are the observer. It's always about you. Life is always happening to you. But the gender hustler, right, is always going to make it about them. These men, these women, right? You cannot fix that though. You cannot fix the behavior of men. You cannot fix the behavior of women. The only thing you do is you can only be the genuine article. And maybe, just maybe, right? Just maybe, people look at you and they see the light in you and they want to take it on, but they don't have to. Everybody has a right on this planet to be righteous and a savage. Now, if you're skilled, you'll figure out how to be both at the same time, right? So, if you have an issue with the content being created, don't click on it, right? Who's more responsible, the seller or the user? They are codependent on each other. But the gender war economy exists because people have not dealt with their personal pain. Deal with your pain, and nobody could sell you a gender war. But because you are hurting, because you didn't get picked, because you was the ugly duckling in school, because your mama couldn't get you no school clothes, it all reversed back to something from childhood. In 11th grade, a dude played you and you carried it for your whole life. In the 9th grade, a girl did something. Let me use myself as an example. I've told the story before. I'm playing basketball. Boom, I'm hooping. I make a bucket, right? This is like 9th grade, right? So I always big game on it when it comes to the girls, right? I hold on. Nope. No, 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 no. That's not our ministry over here, beloved. Our message over here is everywhere you go, there you are. People are responsible for where they put their attention. There's no victims over here, right? So if the content creator is making destructive content, notice that there's people in the crowd. There cannot be a person on the stage if nobody shows up. Once you starve your appetite, you also put the chef out of business. That's how the game goes. The public has a responsibility where they put their attention, right? Because you can take the sellers away all the time. But if the people have an appetite for dysfunction, they're going to find it. So, what you do is you starve the cancer by not showing up, right? You can put pressure on the people that create content by not showing up, and they'll change their content or they'll go broke. That's how it works. There is a codependency going on. In Rome, The public wanted blood, so they gave them the Coliseum. The people want entertainment, so they give you love and hip hop. It's an end feedback loop. Or you can just cut your cable off. How come no one has tried unsubscribing? How come no one has cut their cable off? Why do people think the world is going to change for them? If you want to change the world, you be it. Then he does it. Then she does it. Now you have a group of people that are an example. And then it's contagious, right? There is no seller without a buyer. Okay? That's how it works. At Coin Gang over here, there is no victims. We follow the 10 laws of accountability. Everywhere you go, there you are. That goes for men, that goes for women, that goes for the elderly, that goes for the babies. We decided to be on this planet at this specific time. It is our responsibility to make whatever corrections that we want to see in our life. I can't focus on what the world is doing. I have to be it or not. Salute to you, though. So I'm shooting, right? And my little crush is in the stands. Now, backstory. My little crush, she rocking with a little hustler. I wasn't selling no dope when I was 15, but her little crush, her dude was. And he was a mama's boy. He used to be fresh. He had the Timbs. He had the Averex. Yo, mind you, in the 90s, for you to be walking around with an Averex jacket at 15 years old, all right, cool. So I look in the stands, now I'm hooping, killing it. And this is exactly what she says to me. Read my lips. And y'all tell me what it looks like I'm saying. All right, I'm going to do it again because that's what she said to me, right? She mouthed it and I was like, oh, right? She said, now, what does it look like that I'm saying? All right, I'm going to do it once again, right? Now, mind you, I'm on the court and I look over and I was killing it. You know, I'm having my moment where the light is on me, right? And she says, look at my mouth. Tell me what it looks like. All right, someone tell me what that looks like. Real quick, right? Real quick. Because I'm having my moment. Yeah, you know what I mean? I love you, right? Okay. I love you. Right? All right. She said, all right, I love your shoes. Okay. I want you. Okay. Now, mind you, I'm killing it. I'm the leading scorer of the basketball team. But this particular girl was above my pay grade at that time, right? Okay. Let me tell you what she said. What she said was elephant juice. What I thought she said was, I love you. Ooh. I went home that night. I wrote me a letter. I'm like, man, I always like you. Boo, 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 right? I wrote a letter. Boom, come to school tomorrow, next day. Ran up on him like, hey. So she took the letter, right? So the next period, now mind you, I'm looking over here when she's saying elephant juice. And instead of looking over here where the girls was really checking for me, see, they liked me without playing basketball. She was just saying that because I was killing it that day. So she took the letter. The next period, she came back and said, what the fuck is this? Now, mind you, I'm 15. Here's, she says, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I thought you said you love me. She like, Ken, I don't love you. I will never love you. Yo, crushed. Now, it wasn't like I didn't have any attention. I just wanted her. Now, the interesting thing though is as I got my weight up years later, she tried to holler, right? But if I didn't deal with that part of me, right, then I would be in male spaces upset at women because of something like that. That traumatized me. I'm 39 years old. That happened when I was 15. You understand? 15. Right? A gender war hustler would be able to confirmation bias. See, I told you these bitches ain't shit. Yeah, they shouldn't have did that to you. Hey, man, it's hey, it wasn't that serious, right? But when you already have a confirmation bias and a pain body in you, then there's people that could come poke at that and dig at that. Cause I damn sure when I wrote me some poetic shit, I'm like, ooh, I'm finna kill him now. I'm playing ball. I got the girl. She got the baby hairs. Ooh, what's the rap? She looked at my letter that I spent time on, and she made sure she said it loud too. Right? Now, Pete, since then, I've been out the country. I've done so many great things. The fact that I still remember that, though, you see? Now, if I wasn't blessed to have some things happening to me in my life to offset that, I would take that moment and take it out on all women, especially if I had the battery in my back from a gender war hustler. Appreciate you for the 5, Mary. You always come through and put it on the wood. Happy 4th of July to you. Hope you're somewhere safe, being appreciated and never tolerated. Thank you, my love. Right? That's a point, though. Right? Girls have that. Boys have that. Right? There were some girls that weren't picked. There were some girls that were flat chested when they was young. Right? Good question. It's a great question. If it's a hustle, then how come you make videos about the same thing? Well, I talked about this earlier. Well, on Facebook, y'all don't want nothing else, right? I figured out that y'all click on that. Don't click on the video and I won't make that. I'm going to run a bag up on you. I know about the gender war hustle because I do it to y'all on Facebook. Unless I'm talking about Keisha, y'all don't give a damn. I've already talked about this. I already know my analytics. On Facebook, my following is mostly males. When I put that modern woman in the title, y'all all show up. Y'all don't want to talk about books. Y'all don't want to talk about life insurance. Y'all don't want to talk about parenting. I know because I already tested it. I'm not going to be broke for y'all though. Right? So the way that I stopped doing it, stop clicking on the video. But y'all can't. Y'all have a problem with Keisha, and I know it. Right? So since y'all don't want to heal, since y'all don't want to get no therapy, I'm a modern woman you to death. Yup. I'm going to keep picking apart your talking points, and I'm going to keep traveling with the money that I'm making off y'all because y'all don't want to heal. Y'all don't want to read. Y'all don't want to meditate. You don't want to ground. You don't want to do breathing exercises. Y'all want to travel the world for women. How lame is that? That is lame. Y'all don't want to travel to be nerds. Y'all don't want to travel to go see monuments. You think it's winning to go travel to have sex with a woman. How lame is that? Yes, I'm going to make fun of that. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about you in your red pill spaces because it's lame. Now, when y'all ready to talk about some occult, when y'all ready to talk about some metaphysics, so when y'all ready to talk about some real business, some real manhood shit, sign me up. But I will not be broke for y'all. So, what do y'all click on? I'm going to sell it to you. Don't click on the video. I'm just telling you to hustle, right? So, on YouTube, we deal with personal development. On Facebook, it's all fuckery because that's what y'all on, right? And I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I know the psyche of the Black American male. If it ain't shooting basketballs, throwing footballs, rap music, anything below the neck, y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. You ain't trying to go over the ballad of the bullet, and you know it. Y'all ain't trying to dissect James Baldwin lectures, and you know it. Y'all ain't trying to build nothing for real. If it don't involve getting a woman, y'all don't care. Straight up. Because the Black American male represents arrested development. You are the boys of the world. I said it. So, how does everybody come at you? On your boy shit. Your only contribution is your dick. That is it. That's how the world sees you, and you think that's a flex. That just people want to sleep with you, but nobody want to break bread with you. Now, I wouldn't have said nothing if you wouldn't have came in my chat fat mouthing. I know it. Everybody knows it. Right? But when you're ready to go above the neck, my G, holla at me. We can read some books. You could call me on the phone and we could talk about some real man shit. Or I could keep doing dark psychology on you. Don't click the video. Y'all don't want nothing else. That's why you tell women you don't care about their education. Who doesn't give a damn about education? Only a Negro in America would say that. Of course you don't, because your brain is turned off and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. This is, it ain't basketball. It ain't football. It ain't this. It's complex thinking. That's why the Negroes never at the table. Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, Carlisle Group, anything involving government, anything involving things where it delays instant gratification, you ain't there. So don't come in asking me about nothing. Nothing. Don't ask me about nothing, right? Until you ready to really read some real books. Y'all niggas is, y'all said protect Kevin Samuels, nigga. Now you got me off my shit. You protect a dude talking about dating. Dates? Dates? Protect a person talking about dating. But anyway, the girl broke my heart, right? And if I didn't deal with the pain, then I would be buying the product of these characters that is showing me women that I'm saying I don't want in the first place. So you got to understand a business model and how it works, and understand it's never the man, it's never the woman, it is always you, right? Now, when you're dealing with gender or men and women, do not focus on people telling you what to think about women or what to think about men. It's based on how to think, because it's nuance. Each person is different. So you cannot generalize and say women are this, men are that. Where's the man from? What's the demographics? Where's the woman from? What's her demographics? Is she from the north? Is she from the south? Right? Now there's some common things like human needs, food, clothes, and shelter. We all need that. But culturally, we are all not the same. Southern dudes and northern dudes are different. West Coast dudes and Midwest dudes kind of similar, but different. New York dudes and Philly dudes, 2 hours apart, different. So you can't say men this, men that. And if you notice the gender war hustlers, right? The gender war hustlers speak for an entire species. I would never speak and say what men like. I wouldn't know, right? I would never, you should never speak for women because you don't know and you don't represent women. You're going to go in the casket by yourself. So you got to understand the business model. So before we move on, look at the how it's set up again. Okay. What do you offer the customer? That's what I just went over. Nostalgia, endless loop of human flaws, confirmation bias, the them not you model, right? Now, why is it always going to be profitable? Why? The reason why the gender war hustle is always going to be profitable is because people want to cut corners. That's why it's always going to be profitable. The secret to finding love, right? It's microwavable. The true thing is to do the work on yourself, but that's ugly. That takes too long. The reason or the hustle is always gonna make money is because people want to cut corners. The issue is always you, right? Oh, just get in the gym. Oh, just learn to rest in your femininity more. What does that even mean? What's that mean? Right? What does that even mean to rest in your femininity? First, you have to know what it is. Hmm? First, you have to know what it is and what it ain't. Femininity and masculinity never been on the outside of a person. You're dealing with the separation of spheres and a Victorian model. In fact, femininity and masculinity as a common conversation, it was never supposed to be here. That conversation is only for those that have been initiated into mystery schools. And you see what happens when you cast pearls to swine because feminine and masculine is abstract. It is abstract. It was never supposed to be talked about on the bus stop. It was never supposed to be talked about just online because it's actually very sacred, and it can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing because it's how you create things. It's how you bring energy from the unseen into the seen. When you create masculine energy and feminine energy, there's actually spell work that goes with that shit. It's for creating, it's also for cursing. You're accessing energies that are not in the physical for building things, right? This is why you don't cast pearls to swine. The saying is true. The common man and woman, for real, is supposed to move about the world with their brain turned off. You're only supposed to just be working and having babies. You're not supposed to be doing any thinking. The thinking is for those that exist in the shadow. Once the common man and woman get a hold of abstract ideals, things that exist in the shadow, if you butcher it. Study to show thyself approved. Study. The ideals of masculine and feminine energy are hundreds of thousand years old. And they came about by those that would go into nature and sit for hours and days at a time, right? And observe nature. In fact, you can't even understand masculine feminine energy without fasting. When we talk about chakras, masculine and feminine energy, A lot of this stuff is ideals from the yogis, from the sages, right? These are ideals that would come about for people that would be sitting in thought and they haven't ate food for months. You think you could understand what that individual can understand and you haven't put your body through suffering? The world you're looking at is not the real world. There is a world behind the world that you see on a regular basis. And in that world, these are your occultists, your witches, your warlocks, the people that the common man, oh, that's the devil. Okay, they want you to say that. It's funny. Those that are devilish always seem to have more power than you. Can you explain that? And the people that are so godly, why you have the least power? The believers, you have the least amount of power. You can press the least buttons to make things happen. But those evil people, the devil people, the occultists, the people that don't flinch when they see a Baphomet symbol, why do they run governments? Why are they the CEOs? Why do they have all the shit? Oh, I know. The meek shall inherit the earth. That's a hell of a finesse. Suffer here, and then you'll be prosperous later. Got you. So, masculine and feminine energy sold to you by the gender hustler. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro. Just work on your masculinity. What that mean? And what they're going to talk to you about is a performance. Oh, yeah. Just rest in your femininity. What does that mean? And they're all going to talk to you about a performance. When you rest in your femininity, you go off planet. When you work on your masculine frame, you're dealing with intellect, not muscle. That's a vanity thing. That shit we do to feel good, to work on the physical shell. Right? So the gender hustler deals with ideals, right? But when someone is talking to you about something, tell them to do an experiment. You know things by experiment. Okay, show me how that works. Bring what you're talking about in the abstract into 3D and work it. Let's see. And we should all be able to conduct the same experiment and get the same outcome. Right? We all should conduct the same experiment and get the same outcome. Okay? Just real quick. When we look at this, according to marketsearch.biz, the dating and matchmaking market size is projected to surpass $12.8 billion in 2020 and 2032. By 2032, in 9 years, the dating coach market, the matchmaking business, will be a $12.8 billion business. Trying to get people together, right? Trying to work out the kinks in a relationship, right? But the gender war is worth more than that, right? It's more profitable to keep people separate. That's why all those that keep people separate got big ass channels. If you tell the people that it's them, they will follow you. Keep people separated is more profitable. It's money in it. You know what I'm saying? It's hella bread in it. But One of the things that the public is missing, or yeah, people are missing context. Okay, many of our ideals about the past and relationships is missing something. It's missing the environment, because it's the environment that dictates how people are going to behave, especially in relationships. Men and women that grow up in this environment are going to approach each other and have a gender dynamic that matches the environment. Their behavior is going to be different than people living here. Now, these people live at a high altitude. Their breathing is going to be different. Their oxygen level is going to be different. Those people here live in a dry environment. They are most likely below sea level. So the gender dynamics with each other is going to be different. So when a man says a man does this, he's speaking based on the environment that he's from. When a woman from here says, well, women do this, she is speaking based on the environment that she's from. Their environment and their dating or marriage or childbearing or child creation is going to be different than people living at a high altitude. You can never remove the environment from the conversation. Where do people live? Where are they from? Is it a war-torn country? Is it a communist country? Is it a capitalist country? Do they live in a hot environment, cold environment, below sea level? Remember, study to show thyself approved. These are the questions that we have to ask. Okay? This what you're looking at is from a very uncontacted tribe in South America. They are directly in the jungle. The only way you can even access them is through airplane, looking down on them. You can't even get to these people. Now, their dynamics are different based on where they live. They don't live in a jungle, right? They don't live in a high altitude area, or not the jungle, the desert, excuse me. They don't live in a high altitude area. They live in a very dense forest. Their oxygen level is also different too, because it's nothing but trees. But think about the predators they're around, right? Also, one ability these people will have that you and I don't, they'll be able to navigate in the dark without fire. They can see in the dark. Their hearing is going to be different. It has to be, because when you live in an environment like this, say a jaguar, they know the jaguar hunts in a way to where when it presses down on its paws, it distributes the weight a certain way so it doesn't crack any leaves or twigs. So the people here, in order to survive, their senses are going to be different. Whereas in a city, it's so loud you can't hear small things. In this environment, you have to be able to hear small things. You also have to have a sense of smell, and your sight is going to be different. So, the men and women that are in this environment, their dynamics are going to be different than, say, a person living here. This matters. What we just went through is how to think. The gender hustle does not help you to have nuance and to think clearly about a man, right? Or a woman. It's just static. Men this, women this. Okay, from where? What's their upbringing? But No one wants to ask questions because remember, the reason why the gender war hustle works is because people need to cut corners. So you don't have the patience to ask questions. You don't have the patience to study. You need the person talking to you to give you a flat out, big ass generalization. You understand? That's how it works. So this is New York City. Yo, anybody from New York knows men are different here and women are different here. How can you talk about femininity being soft and all that to a woman that's born in that environment? Right? Also, men in this environment too have a different tolerance when it comes to women because you see them so often. Hey, hi, 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 hi. Again, look at the environment, right? You're on the subway. This is a city that has 10 million people. Your dating dynamics are going to be different. The habitat sets the tone. So what you call, and this is, and I don't mean mystic masculinity or femininity, I'm talking about basic 3D. Masculinity and femininity here would be different than here. Masculinity and femininity here would be different here. Masculinity and femininity here would be different here based on this 3D, right? It's the environment that dictates the dynamics between the men and the women. Now, in America, we seem to talk about a specific time period, though, right? Men this, women this, tradition, tradition. Okay. So in America, let's actually analyze what a traditional relationship actually look like in America. Top left-hand corner, okay? You have men building the Chrysler building, right? You have men building the Chrysler building, okay? There's no insurance. There's no workman's comp, right? Workers' rights. This is his life. Now, a lot of these were immigrant white dudes coming to America and they had to take what they can get, right? On the right-hand corner, top right, you have what we call the cult of domesticity, where the role of a woman or what she can be in especially colonial America wasn't that big. Have babies, that's that. There was no soft life. She was a home worker, okay? She did every single thing around the house. They didn't have time to work on glamour or none of that, okay? Now, life was very hard for the man at the top left and the woman at the top right. On the bottom left, this is an article about a slave auction. So you have what you call the Black American male who does not get no money from his labor, right? Who works and works and works and works and works and works. He doesn't receive any money. Then you have Jim Crow. Then you have all those things, right? What kind of dynamic is he going to have with the woman that he's tethered to? Then you have on the bottom right, the Black American woman who was never a housewife. I don't know why we get this thing complicated, right? Of when we talk tradition, the Black woman always worked in America. The Black woman was always the help, always the nanny. The Black woman was doing the jobs the white woman wasn't doing. Black women were never housewives. They have always worked, right? Because this is what the American dynamic looked like. White man, white woman. Black man, black woman. The Black woman is at the bottom of all of that. Okay? So now, even in the white household, what kind of relationship dynamics do they have? Now, the pressure and the necessity make these people come together, but they're not compatible though. A lot of times, even Black Americans think just because we're together don't mean we're compatible. Necessity made people be together. They're not compatible though. Skin tone does not make you compatible. Behavior does, interest does, mindset does. When Umar Johnson says a Black man is supposed to be with a Black woman, why? What makes them compatible? Oh, a Black woman, she's the only one that can understand your struggle. That's so what connects us is pain, but not compatibility. Now, when you remove the necessity to get married and have babies, now it opens up that people see they're not the same. Now, what the gender war hustle does is it highlights the fact that you're not the same. Instead of being like, you like that, you like that. You like that, you like that. You like that, and you like that. That's not what the connector is. Everybody is focused on their differences. And when you had relationships based on necessity, you didn't have time to focus on your differences because the what? The environment made the relationship dynamic different, y'all. That's what rules the environment. The environment. Okay? The environment. That's what it's about. So the gender hustle doesn't talk about the environment, and the gender hustle specifically focuses on the pain body of the individual and also the differences. Men this, women this. Oh, men are not equal. Women are. When the last time you've been to a cemetery, right? Who looks superior and who looks under? Kind of the same, right? So it's interesting that nature treats men and women the same, but human beings want to act like we're different. I never seen raindrops skip a woman. I've never seen raindrops skip a man. We tell ourselves we're different, but natural law happens to us equally. Let's test it. So, if the man is superior to the woman, then natural law should affect him different. So, the man should be able to jump out of the airplane with no parachute, and natural law affect him different. A hot stove should affect the man different. The elements that happen in life should affect the man different. If the woman is superior, then natural law should affect her differently. You know what I mean? We need to tell ourselves, oh, we're not equal. Okay. Put a gun to the man's head, put a gun to the woman's head, squeeze. Whoever survives is superior. When you go to a casket, dead looks dead to me. I've been to many funerals. I cannot tell who's superior and who's not. It's differences. But when you deal with the occult, you understand that things are different and the same. It's poles, hot, cold. And eventually, when you get to the middle, they begin to shade into each other to where you can't tell when cold begins and hot ends, and you can't tell when hot begins and cold ends. That's males and females. Different, but the same. Now, what we do because people need to feel special, is say we're different. Now, as long as we think we're different, that opens it up for somebody to hustle the differences. You see how this works? It's tricknology, yo. It's psychology. If you think you're different and you openly discuss your differences, a person could just peep and see and divide you based on that. I got time. I'm gonna do it. I had to figure out. So look, can anybody on YouTube find me a video where I'm blaming men? Just find me a video, period, where I'm blaming men. Blaming. I'm trying to heal the nigga in me because I just got the energy for the fuckery today. It's 4th of July. Look. Why don't y'all just catch up with your own kind? Why don't you just catch up with your own kind? Dealing with upside down talking points, that's not blaming men, right? And check this out, and I'll move on. In NLP, I learned about how how generalizations work. If a woman is on a platform and she's saying men this, men that, she ain't talking about me unless she says can. I am not men. I am Ken. I show up as an individual. I am not here to speak for or elevate a species. I'm an individual. I came in it like this. I go like this. And over here at Coin Gang, right? Our philosophy is we are in the me business, not the species business. Ladies over here do not speak for the species of women collective. They rock with their people and everybody else do you. Dudes over here rock with their people and the rest do you. The common man and woman are synced up to each other to where they speak on behalf of a species because you don't understand the power of your own individuality. That's a gender war hustle, to not speak to the individual human in you. A black man, individual, has an issue with his wife, calls her bitches and hoes, slaps her up. The commoner, the gender war hustle, makes that about the woman collective. That's between him and her. A woman goes in on her baby daddy, right? Just the gender war hustle. Here's how it works. A woman goes in on her baby daddy. Those two individuals, two people, right? The gender war hustler male is going to be like, see what these women do to men? Listen to the language. That's an issue with two people. The gender war hustler is always going to make it about the species, even though it's between two people. That's the hustle. So what happens is it, whatever your pain body is, you are going to identify with whatever's happening. That's called mirroring neurons. So you're going to identify whatever that individual dude goes through and all of a sudden become family with him. The random woman that is online going through bullshit with her husband, women are going to see it and be and automatically make her a sister based off pain. But it's interesting though. The gender war hustler tells you to unite in pain. Okay. So since y'all all sisters, right? Okay. So next man you get, baby girl, share that dick with your sisters. Cause y'all together, right? Share that dick. Your husband got that thing? Okay, share it with the sisterhood. Yeah, he's a high value man. He's getting it. Yeah. Take some of his money and then share it with your beloved. You're not going to, because you're only going to relate to each other based on the slap. Okay, homie, you are a male advocate and you're down with men and the brotherhood. No. Only when they're going through pain. Okay, cool. The next baddie you get, since you all about your brothers and you want them to have what you want them to have the same thing as you. Let them hit your chick. Like, share your entire world with them, right? Don't just be family when it's pain. That's how the gender war hustle works. They pretend to speak on the behalf of the gender, right? But the male gender war hustle, he has an issue with women. And what he does is he rallies up men for his issue. It's his issue, but he makes it like men this, men that. The gender war female, she has a problem with men and she rallies women up to fight her battle. That's how the game go. It's a business model. It's a hustle, right? Poking at your pain body and you fall for it every time. Both sides, right? Now, Miss Peaches, shout out to you with the 10 piece. I appreciate you too. Thank you, my love. Okay. The man and the woman are the same, but they are different. There's a difference, right? When you study to show to self-approve, you begin to study things that are different. And then your study is going to bring you back to the fact that those differences, they are actually the same. All things are one, right? The hustle is to make it seem like there's a difference, but it's not a difference. Okay? We all of us are submitting to natural law. That's what governs all of us. We are the same. But if we look the same, then there's no hustle. So we can't look the same or be the same. There needs to be a separation. Okay? Now, necessity. Our talking points of men and women oftentimes come from an environment of necessity. People had to be together. But when you remove the reason that they have to be together, will they still pick each other? Let me tell you something. You need something like this. Something like this come out the sky. You know what I'm saying? Something like this come out the sky. Then all of a sudden you're going to see the necessity. Right? Everybody see this? Then all the soft life, all the differences is going to go out the window because people are going to realize, yo, this effect on all of us. Right? See, I'm telling you that natural law has an effect on all of us, but natural law has to be studied. You know what I mean? right? Natural law has to be studied. Okay? Um oh, you'll see relationship dynamics change. You see, the environment will change the dynamics of the relationship. See, right here won't be about, see, body count won't matter. You know what I mean? What a man makes won't matter. All these things that we use to separate us, when it comes to this, it won't matter because it'll be based on necessity. Necessity, right? Necessity. Change the environment, and all of a sudden, people that don't like each other will begin to like each other. But what happens when there's none of that? How can you get people to rock with each other, right? The first thing that people have to do is understand a lot of their discomfort come from the ideals about humanity. And the thing that is hurting men and women is the production of romance. The production of romance. When we go to the etymology of production, coming into being, it's a French word, right? At the bottom, you can't see it. It says theatrical performance. That's a production. So for the men, the theatrical performance is this, right? His being able to provide theater is where his value lays. But that's messed up, right? So the gender war hustle is going to tell you, if a dude can't provide theatrical performance for you, don't pick him. Sprinkle, sprinkle, right? If he can't have the rose petals all out, remind you, this is a production of romance. It's theatrical, right? And a dude's value oftentimes get pegged to his ability to provide the theater, but not just for that woman though. People need to see it. That's why when it's Valentine's Day, everybody posts it, right? And the man is judged based on his theatrical ability, not nothing intrinsic, not if he's disciplined. That doesn't matter. It can be an undisciplined man. It can be a man of terrible character, a man with no integrity. But if he is good in theater, then overall, he's going to be judged differently. This is the production of romance, right? So listen, now, if the man came through the door and he buys the woman things that she needs, it doesn't show up well on pictures. Purses, great. They're vanity objects though, right? So if he came in with a bookshelf and it had things that was dealing with personal development, if it had things that she actually needs to be a better woman, those things don't show up well. That Birkin does though. That girl, he said yes, that ring, right? And girl, and her friends are gonna say, I need a dude like him, or Russell Wilson, right? I'm not talking about Russell's stepdad. No, no, no. I'm talking about the production. Women want a Russell, but they don't even know what a Russell is. However, the production of romance looks like, oh my God, yeah, girl, that's a real man. Is Russell bisexual? Do you know? Do you know his deviancies? Does his breath stink? Do you know? You don't know. What you do know is the production, right? Now, the gender war hustler is going to call any man that can't provide theater a dusty. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Beauty. physical attractiveness, goodness, courtesy, right? Beauty, seductiveness, beautiful person, blah, 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 right? This is a French word too. Now, interesting enough about the word beauty, state of being pleasing to the senses. Ironically, especially, pretty, handsome, charming in classical Latin, used especially of women and children, or ironically, insultingly of men. Now, for the woman, the male gender war hustler is going to talk about any woman that doesn't deal with, I'll bring it up on the screen. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, it's this. Oh, hold on. Glamour. Hold on. Do I have it? Okay. So glamour deals with enchantment, right? Glamour deals with spells. Here it goes. So the male gender war hustler is going to, the same way the woman gender war hustler talks about the man being able to provide this theater. What are men saying? Oh, we want a woman that is what? Feminine. And in their terms, the femininity is on the outside of the woman, not on the inside. It's not nothing intrinsic. It's on the outside. Fit also doesn't mean she's healthy, right? And friendly. All of that is a performance. That's glamour. So the male gender war hustler is going to make it seem like no women in America are this. So let's go out the country because we're looking for women that can do what? Perform. It's all about performance. And people are happy or sad based on the performance of romance. Now, I want to bring up something regarding beauty. Check this out. Beauty, when I looked at the etymology of it, look at the bottom of it. The promise of happiness. The promise of happiness, right? So when a man sees a woman that is dolled up, in his mind, her look equates to happy. Because in his mind, this is what it's about. He has a prize. But this is glamour, though. And the gender war hustler, here's what the gender war hustler does, though. It teaches men in a way that takes the humanity away from a woman. Because if she ain't this, if she's not this, then she has no value, right? To the male gender war hustler, femininity is this performance. So she has to dress a certain type of way. It deals with sex. What she's made of don't matter, though. Now, you have a lot of great women who are not into glamour, right? And now men's eyes have been primed to skip over that kind of woman that does not spend thousands of dollars on her look. But if she spend thousands of dollars on her brain, that don't matter. So the gender war hustler creates a tribe of men, and all the men are saying, oh, women ain't the same as they used to. Women this, women that. There's no quality of women. There's no quality. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Your eyes are not primed to see it because you've been taught that femininity is a performance. So you've been taught, right? You've been taught that women, what makes her a woman is on the outside of her. It has nothing to do with her essence. The same way as the female gender war hustler is talking to women in a way that if a man doesn't provide, this theater for you, then skip over him, because both sides, right? Both sides need to show the production of romance to the crowd. The man needs a beautiful woman, not for himself. People need to see him with her. The woman needs the man, the high value man, so people can see her next to him. That's all this is about. Guess what? What happens if you find out no one's looking at your relationship? Does it matter? The purse doesn't matter unless somebody can see it. The beautiful woman does not really matter unless somebody can confirm that you had a beautiful woman. The beautiful woman might be what you want, but the regular, modest looking might be what you need. However, it doesn't move the needle in terms of what the bros will say, right? Everybody wants what they want. They're not focused on what they actually need, because needs don't show up sexy in the production. The gender war female hustler needs, right? Needs to to show the women, the female needs to show the woman the dusty, right? And he's a dusty, sprinkle, sprinkle, because he doesn't come with theatrics, right? The gender war hustler male, he needs to talk about glamour, and he needs to say that Latino women are this, and women from other places. But what is he talking about specifically? Glamour, right? Not quality of life, right? Neither parties are talking about quality of life. We're in a social media age where our dopamine is connected to likes. People have to be seen. This is all this is about, y'all. Being seen. You might not even like the so-called high value man. You detest him. But if your mama see you on this camera, your friends see you on this camera, people you went to high school on this camera, they're going to associate that this, and this is how people talk too. Oh my God, girl, you winning. You winning. Now you know this. You know that on IG, people never post the first picture they take. They go. There's a camera roll, right? You didn't know that they was arguing before this. He even slapped her before this. You didn't even know that he has cancer, right? But you say, "Oh my God, you're winning," right? People see the man with this woman that's aesthetically appealing, right? She does it for you sexually, and people like, damn, bro, you done got you one. Yeah, she's automatically thought of as a good woman because how she looks. And let me tell you how dangerous that is. The more attractive you are, the more devious shit you can do, because people automatically associate nice looks with innocence. The more aesthetically unappealing you are, it's already guilt associated with you. There is no belief in the poor man or the poor woman. That's why we focus so much on celebrity lifestyles. We do not care about people that are not making no money. And it ain't even the money, it's fame. We don't care about people that are not famous. What do we say as a dig to somebody? We're going back and forth. You ain't even relevant. What does that mean? People ain't talking about you. So if people ain't talking about you, therefore you have no importance. However, nobody knows the people that run the world. A billionaire dies every single day. No one never heard of them. But when you really want to dig at somebody in this culture, what do you say? You ain't relevant. That means you're not important enough to other people, right? So I'm not about to go back and forth with nobody that got 200 subscribers, even if they're official though, even if they have a message though, even if they're writing exact with their information, it don't matter because they only got 200 subs. Vanity. But everybody's Christian though. Got you. Right? Everybody's Muslim though. Got you. Everybody's supposed to be on love and light and the universe and nature. Then why y'all so fucking nasty with your attitudes then? Why y'all so mean with your attitudes? But everybody's a Christian though. Everybody's Muslim though. Everybody's supposed to be working with astrology and numerology and cardology and healing and doing all this shit. But why y'all so nasty then? You're a Christian. Why do you care if somebody has 200 followers? Do they represent Christ? That's what you should focus on. Oh, okay. You a Muslim though, right? You pray to the east, right? Ain't it about the deen? What the interesting thing is, a high value man has nothing to do with his religious beliefs. It's all vanity shit. But y'all all Christian though, right? So for the Christian woman, are you telling me it's class in Christianity? So class matters. So you have to be with a rich Christian man, right? Because or does class matter in your religion? You a Muslim, so y'all deal with class, then throw the whole religion away, because that's partiality. What that means is you treat the janitor different than you treat the rich man. Okay, but y'all love to throw that religion around, but y'all don't use it when it comes to pairing up. Okay, cool. Move that to the side. All these people talking about all this star shit and the astrology and the ancient people. The ancient people didn't deal with partiality like you. Mm-hmm. The the solution is a solution. The solution to the gender war economy is knowledge of self. You thought it was going to be something. No, 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 no. It's knowledge of self. Because the truth is, y'all, the truth is, I got a bad truth for you. You ready? I'm sorry. I got to show you this. This is how all y'all look. Behind the makeup, behind the car keys, behind all that, this is what y'all actually look like. This is what y'all look like. This is you. This is the human nervous system, right? This is you. And what happens is a spark takes hold of this nervous system and it gives it life, right? Energy begins to flow through it, right? And then what happens is we take we get caught up in perverted humanity, and now we are caught up in Democrat, Republican. We're caught up in these ideals and we're different. No, you're not. This is what every man and every woman really looks like. Now, see, this ain't sexy enough, right? But this is what you really look like. Now, the knowledge of self journey is going to take you to as above, so below, as within, so without. AKA, what happens on a higher plane of existence also happens on our plane of existence. Let me tell you what that means. What that means is any problems that you ever had with a man, as above, so below. You are dating yourself. Everybody that you sleep with, you are sleeping with yourself. Right? Any problems that you've had with women, sir, it's you. Right? I can't talk bad about no woman that I ever been with, and I've had women try to ruin my life. She was a reflection of me. Or else, how did I even meet her? How did I even know her? How did we even get the same phone, exchange the same phone numbers? How did we talk on the phone? She was a mirror to me. If she was dysfunctional, it's because that's in me. If she was kind, it's because that's in me. We are never, ever, ever not with our true match. Can you change? Sure. But whoever you're around, as above, so below. Whatever is going on all the way up is also going on all the way down. Whatever is going on the extreme left is also going on the extreme right. Right wingers and the extreme left are the same. As above, so below. If you want to change your experiences with men, you don't go out, you go in. If you want to change your experiences with women, you don't go out, you go in. In is out. We all come from the nothing. That's where all the creative work is happening. If you are a parent, if you have kids, you look at your babies and be like, damn, you got big. They didn't get big walking around. They got big because they went to the sleep realm. They went into the abstract or the spirit realm. We are spirits having a human experience, not humans having a spiritual experience. So therefore, any corrections you want to make happens inside. The gender war hustler is going to have you focus on trying to change all of this without first changing your minds. Come on now. You have to go in order to go out, y'all. Do you understand? Overstand, understand. The gender war is a hustle. You can rock with it or not. I ain't stopping nobody's money. Do you? But what I'm telling you is it begins and it ends with you. We are in the information age. Information about what? Monsanto? No. Federal Reserve? No. DARPA? No. MK Ultra? No. Committee of 300? No. The Crown? No. No, none of that. Information about what? There's only one information left, y'all, and that is knowledge of yourself. If you want to know what a woman is, study yourself. If you want to know what men are, study you. Everything that exists in men exists in you. Everything that exists in women exists in you. If you don't know women, it's because you don't know yourself. If you don't know men, it's because you don't know yourself. Everything is already on the inside of you. The universe is on the inside of you, not on the outside of you. When people are talking about where the planets are, that's inside of you, not outside of you. There is nothing out there. It's all inner work. The ancients didn't deal with the world. They dealt with the mind, the soul, the subconscious. They dealt with inside because inside is outside. The way that I understand a woman, the way that I understand a woman is to study the woman in me. The way that a woman understands a man, you study the man in you. How could you come from a mother and a father, but the woman don't have her father inside of her? How could a man come from a mother and a father, but the man does not have his mother in him? Study the female in you, sir. You don't kill it. You can't. You are it. You never stopped being it. There's never going to be a time where you're not going to have a female in you. You come from a woman. Baby girl, you're never going to divorce a man. In fact, we really want to get technical. For the ladies that are talking about patriarchy, your ancient mothers helped this situation because that comes from an agreement. You think men just took over? No, 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 no. That comes from an agreement. Everything women hate about men, you hate about yourself. You are a man. Sir, everything you hate about women, you hate about yourself. You are a woman too. We are one, but we are different. But we are the same. Right? Study to show thyself approved. The gender war hustle is going to say, look at that man over there. The best way to do that, sis, is to study your own mind. The gender war hustle is going to say, those bitches over there. Yo, to understand her, I study me. Right? I study me to understand all things. Right? How is it that the God and devil exist at the same time? It seems like they're two energies diametrically opposed to each other. No, they are not. The book of Job, God is supposed to be talking to the devil. Yeah, you see my partner right there? Yeah, you can't test him. How are they talking? Where did they meet? I thought God was in heaven and the devil is in hell. They're having a conversation about Job on what plane of energy in existence did God, who's all good, and the devil, who's all bad, where did they meet each other to have a conversation about Job? They had to meet in the middle, right? Do you know why they had to meet in the middle? Is because they are the same. Man and woman is different, right? But when they come together, they create something. I thought they're different though. I thought they're not equal. One is superior, one is less than. So what does that make the child? What does it make the child? Right? If the man is superior and the woman is less, then what does it make the child? Because it's both of them. So half of them is inferior and half of them is superior, right? Or they both have parts of him, parts of her. The gender war hustler is always going to make things that are the same different. It's important to do that because when there's differences, now you can assign meaning to the differences and say one is better than the other, and now you have a business. Nike, Puma, Reebok, they're all shoes. Mercedes, Lexus, Bugatti, they're all cars. Yeah, some travel differently, they look differently, but at the end of the day, they're all cars. So, you see, tough topic, right? I have time for 2 phone calls because I see that dude, he's not here anymore. I don't know if he's here, right? I got time for 2 calls, all right? Just 2, and then I gotta run, right? 602-586-9164. 2 call. You can ask me a question about the topic or disagree. It's on you. 2, right? That's the number right there. Salute to you, Canary. Appreciate the 5, beloved. Appreciate you coming through. That's what's up. I don't know where you are, you male or female. If you are a homie, yo, appreciate you, my nigga. If you are a woman, thank you, my love. Right? Um, two calls, real quick. Cause the dude, and this is the reason why I don't do this though. Cause the people that be that, soon as you be like, all right, hit me now, right? Real quick. You don't have to disagree. You can ask a question, whatever. But I got like 15 minutes before I. Oh, thank you, my love, baby girl. Hey, um, 602-586-9164. Sophia, appreciate it, my love. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in the chat. I hope you got something from the conversation. I hope that this information helped you on your knowledge of self journey. Um, that's what's up. I'm you, right? I'm you. Whatever you went through, I went through. I'm you. There's no there's our individuality is different, right? But our humanity is the same. So I appreciate you. Okay, so dude ain't there. Okay. Anybody? All right. All right. Make sure y'all have a safe 4th of July. If there's not going to be a call, trust me, I got better shit to do. So it's all good. We definitely don't have to talk. That's perfect. This is the Nothing But Game hotline. If you need an accountability partner, 888-565-8734. 888-565-8734. Right? Oh, real quick. Hello, this is Ken.
Hey Ken, it's Sharon.
Hi.
Is it still time?
Yeah, hi.
Hi there. First of all, I want to say thank you. I have been watching you for years, and you have really changed my life.
Oh, that's what's up. Appreciate you.
Yeah. One thing I did want to comment on, I looked at the fact of I see all these different podcasts or YouTubers make women at my age. I'm 48. And I feel like a certain kind of way. It's just like we're thrown away at this age. Whereas it's like they're focused so much on getting the younger women. And I guess I'm interested to see your perspective on it because I thought about you last week when I was watching James Cameron. I know you're familiar with him, who made Titanic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And yes, he went to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. And I didn't know he was married, but when he came up, he gave his wife just such a wonderful embrace. And she's older. Like, I looked her up, she's like 61. So I'm looking at the fact this man just went to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, something humanly impossible. And he comes up and he kisses not this young woman, but he kisses this woman who is 61, she's accomplished, and he just loved her. And I guess for me as a Black woman, I'm just so disappointed to see, a lot of these men just promote being with a younger woman, and it's like, I don't consider myself old, I consider myself young, but the older, the seasoned women, it's kind of like we're thrown away. So I just wanted to get your perspective on that.
Check it out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. What would you said you're 48?
Yes, I'm 48.
What would a 90-year-old woman call you?
Oh, she called me young. A baby.
Okay, let's think about that for a second, right? So a 90-year-old woman would look at you as a young girl, huh?
Yes, because that's what I have them call me.
Right.
Yes, I talk to a lot of different people, different ages. because of the work I do, and they, we get in a conversation, and they always refer to me as young.
Okay, so that's also a cultural thing. We have a
Okay.
culture that is really based on arrested development. So the man and the woman in the culture is very focused on youth, but we spend the majority of our time in old age, older, right? Our youth is very quick, so we don't. But also this is a culture that doesn't really value art, right?
Okay.
Now check it. Are the most expensive things on the planet new or are they old?
Oh, they're always old.
Ah, okay. But those people that like older things, they oftentimes represent a different kind of culture too, don't they?
Absolutely.
Now,
they're certainly not in my culture.
Now there is some older women that just got a certain spirit, and she's gonna find a younger dude, and there's gonna be older dudes that just gel with younger women. But for the narrative, though, what that's dealing with is vanity, because the males want to be seen with a younger woman because that is going to help his social credit score. Like, yo, you're the dude.
Okay.
But however, though, here's the thing. What you don't see, though, is when it's time for him to transition, who handles his shit?
Oh, it's not her.
What you
It would be a mom or an aunt or someone who has wisdom. It wouldn't be her. Okay. He doesn't know anything.
Right. Okay. What you also don't see is, what does a man's daughter think of that?
I really don't know. That's a good question.
Exactly. See, that's what's missing from the convo, right? What does so a dude that's 60, right? And his girlfriend is 30.
Right.
But his daughter is 30. What does she think about her father?
Okay.
You see?
I've never looked at it like that.
See, that's why it's important to deal with how to think about something. Let me tell you something, and let me tell you something, and so you can hear it from my lips to yours ears. You are in the prime of your life. You are in a space where if you wanted to go back to school for 4 years, you could. If you wanted to pick up a new hobby, you could. You can date a 30-year-old man, a 60-year-old man. You can be whatever you want to be. They lie to us about age, number one, because we are in a different time where none of that shit even matters. They are talking about a world that doesn't even exist. Many of these people haven't even adjusted the fact that COVID happened. The world is not the same. That is not the world that exists no more.
Agreed.
You could be whatever you want to be.
You're right, because both of my children, my daughter, she's 28. I educated both of my kids, and they're grown. So I am in the time where I'm getting ready to go back to school. I want to go to law school. I'm free, but I would like to have a relationship. And it's like, I was married for 20 years. I divorced my husband, and I'm starting fresh. But it's like, I'm looking at, I love black men, and maybe that's not the right thinking, but I do. That's what I'm attracted to. That's what I love. But as I'm looking at things on YouTube and other places, and I'm hearing conversations, I'm like, they don't even want me.
That's not true. Look, this not.
I'm the woman who reads. I want to read all day. You give me a gift card to Barnes and Noble, I might pass out. That's what I'm in love with. And it's just like you talked a little bit about earlier about the men, not valuing the education. I can only be me. A date for me would be going to the art museum. I would enjoy that. I don't have to go somewhere extravagant as we're getting to know each other. And, I need to get out there and get to know people, but just the things that I'm seeing, it just seems like, man, I don't even know if I'm desired.
That's based on your algorithm. So I'm gonna give. So here's what you do. So
Okay.
what you do to find what you want is you use what's accessible to the modern world. So you
Okay.
use apps. So question. Have you met up with anybody from meetup.com?
No, I
Okay.
have not.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to find a guy in his hobbies. You
Okay.
want to find a dude that is doing a hobby that you do, or that has a hobby or a skill that he can teach you. Then your relationship won't be so focused on the production of romance. You'll be excited because he has a skill that he is that passionate about, and you get to do it with him, and you get to experience with him, and vice versa. So you
Okay.
and you want to make the date based on the hobby, meaning first date is a hike, first date is a walk,
Okay.
first, because dinner does not actually get help you get to know somebody. People take pictures of the food, it's alcohol, that's the
Right.
production of romance. And I'm a foodie, that comes later. But I'm saying though, imagine you'll know a man good walking on a 4 mile hike with him. You'll know if this is something you want to keep going. This is something,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So meetup.com is people doing so much shit. All you have to do is put the event there. Also, if you are free now with your kids, take yourself on a cruise by yourself. Do you know how many dudes is traveling by yourself? Check this out. Right now, I'm gonna tell you like this, and come back and tell me too. Right
Okay.
now, the love of your life, I mean, his wife just passed. He just got a divorce, and he is about to do a severance for his job or something. He's looking for his next thing, but he's about to take a trip by himself.
Mm, didn't even cross my mind for that.
Right?
Because I'm at the infant stage of learning how to code. I'm really getting into computer science, and I would love in the future to get into more robotics. But I'm at the infant stage of it, the very beginning. And I never even thought about Meet.com
Yeah. So,
or the fact that he could be traveling by himself.
so look, over here, it's important that we practice an abundance mindset. So that means whatever is the horror of other people, that has nothing to do with us, right? So what's for you
Agree.
is for you. So if you like black men, that's your thing. Excuse me, I'm not going to tell you not to, but what I will say is don't pigeonhole yourself into what you think specific black men are doing. Right now,
Okay.
again, there is a dude online as we speak, right? He
Okay.
is planning a trip by himself. He's about to go on a cruise. He lost his wife 3 years ago, 4 years ago. He's ready to start dating. He got some money to take care of himself. Yo, but this is the thing. You can't use a old world mental framework to try to attract something. Now, let me tell you the beautiful thing, because you mentioned your age, right? And I'll end
Right.
here. Let's just say you meet this guy by 50 and he's
Okay.
50. Do you know it's
Okay.
possible that y'all could spend the next 40 years together?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yo, don't let these, yo, do not one thing you have to understand about, and it's not their fault, but one thing you have to understand about black content creators or black speakers, period, they lack imagination. And many blacks haven't had the ability to have an imagination because the culture kills it. So they have to talk in a certain type of way because we all want to be cool around each other. We all want to feel like we have the answers, and like we don't care about this, and I ain't messing with nobody. And
Right.
look,
Right.
they used to be nerds that got their dreams snatched away. So the only thing they could do to cope is to snatch other people's dreams. So when it comes to dreaming, don't listen to niggas. Go to the white boy. Go to the white boy for that. Hey, I appreciate you calling, beloved, and please check back with me because I want some updates on that.
All right, thank you.
Thank